Hello and welcome to News 9's build-up to the second India versus Sri Lanka T20I in Dharamshala. India are 1-0 ahead in the series, and with a victory today, they can win the fourth series under Rohit Sharma, the full-time captain. Joining me in today's discussion is my colleague Nikhil Narayan. Nikhil, a great historic opportunity, for Rohit Sharma-led team, four straight series wins under a captain. I mean, no matter who the opposition is, no matter where they are playing, it's quite an achievement.
Absolutely, Abhishek. India have started off on a great note under the new captain Rohit Sharma, beating New Zealand 3-0, then West Indies 3-0 in ODIs and T20Is, and now they lead Sri Lanka 1-0. So 10 matches in a row, which is a record for any major test playing nation in the world, not counting Afghanistan and Romania, who are the only two teams who have a longer streak of winning T20Is. They have won 12 matches in a row. So, if India win today's match and tomorrow's match, not only will they sweep the series, they'll, match Afghanistan and Romania and create a new world record.
Right, but for that, before that, the match needs to start on time. For the last 2 days in Dharamshala, it was raining. Today, it's not raining as of now. The skies have cleared up. The covers are off. Even today, today's morning, there was covers throughout the ground. There was concerns whether the match would be held at all. But as our correspondents and reporters at the ground, they are saying that we might have a game at hand, though we are not exactly sure whether the match will start at time. Mind you, the toss was supposed to happen at 6:30 p.m., but still there is no indication that it's going to happen because of wet outfield. Nikhil, but generally speaking, let the weather take its course. But generally speaking, this Indian cricket team, what a great victory it was in the first T20I. Ishan Kishan, there were question marks over his form, over his position in the team. Shreyas Iyer, he was also not getting enough opportunities, because of the presence of Surya Kumar Yadav. But then both the gentlemen scored brilliant half centuries and took India to a massive 199-run total. And then India registered a 62-run win. So, things are looking really bright for hosts.
Yeah, things are looking really bright under new skipper Rohit Sharma. More than the win, it is the template India is following in these limited over matches. The template which we've discussed in the past, of using wrist spinners in the power play, in the middle overs, of going all out in the power play with the batting. Both the openers are attacking the bowling in the first 6 overs. So, a lot is going right for Team India under Rohit Sharma. This is a build-up, remember, to the T20 World Cup in Australia this year. It's also, a build-up to the World Cup in India next year. So, a lot going right for India in this series. A lot of the, tick marks on most of the boxes are being made in this series.
Right, and then who do you think, should make it to the 11 today? Because India are in the mood for too much experimentation. In the first match also, we saw 6 faces coming in, faces who did not feature or did not prominently feature in the earlier series against T20 series against West Indies. So, who do you think the playing 11 are going to be? You can see that India's likely 11. Nikhil, you can go on that.
Yeah, I think India will not make any changes to the winning combination. Rohit Sharma has earlier stated, Abhishek, he doesn't want to experiment. So I think today he will want to win this series, even though it's against Sri Lanka. He'll first want to wrap the series up. Then in the third match, we may see a few changes, a few of the players being rested, some other new players being given a chance. But I don't think India will make any changes to the 11 than the team which won the first T20I.
Right, and there were a couple of interesting insights after the match happened, right? Rohit Sharma mentioned an interesting thing.
Yeah.
Ravindra Jadeja, who generally bats at number 6 or 7 position in that spin all-rounder position, lower order. Rohit Sharma reckons that it's time that he's moved up the order. So, what's your take on that, Nikhil? It's an interesting take. Post the T20 World Cup, we have been seeing, some minute but really prominent changes in the team's modus operandi. And where does this promotion of Ravindra Jadeja stand?
See, it's a very interesting and very carefully thought after plan, drafted by Rohit Sharma. Ravindra Jadeja's batting transformed, dramatically, Abhishek, post that unbeaten 86 at the Oval in 2018. In Test cricket, he has an average of 42. He's been India's second highest impact batsman after Rohit Sharma. When the big three failed in the last couple of years, it was Jadeja, who produced the tough, scored tough runs under pressure, batting at 6 and 7. So that is Test cricket. In ODIs also, his strike rate has increased significantly. In T20Is, he's plays this role of aggressor, not only for India but for CSK. We all remember what he did for CSK in 2020 and 2021. When they went to win on the when they won the IPL after finishing, not qualifying for the playoffs in the previous season. So Jadeja, the finisher from number 6 and 7, has done a great, has been brilliant for India. Given that, I think Rohit Sharma wants to, use his batting in a more optimum way.
Just to interrupt you, Nikhil, India have won the toss and they have opted to field, and as you predicted, they are fielding the same 11. I'll just to read it out for our viewers. Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan as opener, Shreyas Iyer, Sanju Samson, Ravindra Jadeja, Venkatesh Iyer, Deepak Hooda, Harshal Patel, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Jasprit Bumrah and Yuzvendra Chahal. So there you go. I mean, most probably, as you are saying, Ravindra Jadeja, most probably he is going to bat at number 5 or 4 position.
Which is interesting. See, it works both ways. So he wants to make optimum use, as I was saying, of Jadeja, the batsman, because he's in great form, or was in great form till the knee injury. But, also Jadeja has been an excellent finisher. For someone who's batted mostly at number 7, sometimes at number 6 in all 3 formats and produced match-winning knocks for India in the last 4 years, why would you want to tinker the batting order? Then it means that you are dropping a batsman, from the team and playing an extra bowler all-rounder. So it's an interesting move. I understand the rationale behind it, but it could work both ways for India.
Right. I think somehow, the intent is on taking players, who have multiple skills, the likes of Deepak Hooda, Venkatesh Iyer, Ravindra Jadeja, as Sanjay Manjrekar once infamously mentioned, bits and pieces players. I think India needs to compile all those bits and pieces to make a complete picture.
No, absolutely. Jadeja is not a bits and pieces player. He's one of the finest all-rounders in the world today. Right. I think Sanjay Manjrekar would need to eat his words.
Right. And how do you see the other prominent point, emerging from the last 3-4 T20Is, India's performance in the power play? I mean, even in the first T20I against Sri Lanka, we saw how Ishan Kishan, he really went after the bowlers in the power play. India scored over 55 runs in the power play. They did not lose a single wicket. Ultimately, Ishan Kishan, he was out for 89, missed the century. But that is also a prominent feature?
It is something which has been started, very aggressively under Rohit Sharma. Clearly, he wants to make use of the fielding restrictions. If you see how our run rate has been progressing since the New Zealand series, after we lost, in the T20 World Cup to Pakistan and New Zealand, we are going helter-skelter in the power play in both the formats. If we can have that graphic, see how it 9.44 versus New Zealand in the T20I series, then versus West Indies in the first T20I 9.66. And Sri Lanka in the last match we played, again 9.66, scoring 58 in 6 overs. So clearly Rohit Sharma realizes to compete with teams like England, they adopted this policy and won the 2019 World Cup. India needs to maximize its batting prowess in the power play, and why not? When India has talents like Rohit Sharma, Ishan Kishan, KL Rahul, Ruturaj Gaikwad, why not go helter-skelter in the power play? Why play conservatively even from one end, Abhishek?
Right. And as we speak, what's your prediction for today's match? Because the Dharamshala pitch, it's a really interesting one. It's on the hills. There will be wind. There will be swing on offer. According to Ajit Agarkar, who was at the ground, he mentioned during his coverage that there is a healthy cover of grass as well. But then Dharamshala is known to produce runs too. So there is everything open for the players.
Yeah, since Dharamshala is at an elevation, right, 5,000–6,000 feet of sea level, therefore, the ball will come onto the bat. It will be a heavy ball, and the ball will also travel. The ball, if you will get value for your shot. So if you hit the ball in the air, it can go long. So therefore I think it's going to be a very good batting track. I think the ball will come onto the bat, and also I think under lights it could also assist seamers especially the bowlers like Bhuvneshwar Kumar, who have the ability to swing and seam the ball because of the heavy conditions of being in an altitude.
Right, we'll have to wait and watch how the Indian bowlers perform. We are covering this match live. Do log into newslamlive.com to see the developments of the match. Just to remind you, if India wins today, India win the series, they seal the series. Let's hope for the Indian fans would hope that India would win this series. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.